ladies and gentlemen, to Making an Impact. Yes, this is a little bit of a different episode here today. I'm doing a bit of a solo addressing the situation that's going on personally for me, what's been going on with Making an Impact and TNA itself. So it's a little bit different video than I've done before, and it's going to take a little bit longer. This is why we're not live, because I need to make sure that I get as much information about myself out without being interrupted. So as you guys will know, it's been, a month since the last time we did Making an Impact. What happened is the last time we did a show, I did a solo, and we all have lives. We all have, we don't do this for money, we do this for free. And there are times that we have personal lives that get involved with what we're doing. So I become slightly ill to a point where it started to progressively get worse. There was a show that I was meant to do, but my wife got ill. And I was able to do it just about. But then I got ill, and what happened was, when I started to feel unwell, it got progressively worse. The nose started blocking up. I couldn't breathe. My throat began to enlarge to a point that I couldn't swallow anything. I couldn't sleep for 5 days straight. I didn't eat a meal for nearly 2 weeks. I had a bowl of soup that would take me an hour and a half, and I could only eat half. I couldn't get out of bed. I was dizzy. It was an amalgamation of about 45 different things that was sort of going wrong all at the same time. And I've just had a hair that just come out of my mouth. That's bloody lovely. And yeah, it was all sort of going, and it was getting progressively worse. And for the past 3 weeks, it just got on top of me. So I got taken to the doctors. They were going to try and rush me to the hospital, but then we worked out these tablets that they wanted to put on would be able to do it. I went on them, size of like a bullet. I tell you what, it's like this, right? Just a little bit smaller, but the size of this. Now, I couldn't swallow, so I had to cut it up into tiny pieces, and I couldn't drink. So with drinking, I used to have to swill it around in my mouth, spit it out, and there were times about 4 o'clock in the morning, I would go and have a hot bath, and then be in there for an hour, wake up, still not sleep, and then have a freezing cold shower every day, just to try and find something to unclog anything. So it's been a bit of a tough time personally. You'll see on my channels as well, my football channel, my wrestling channel, there's been no videos on my football channel for 2 weeks. There's been nothing on the wrestling channel this week, because I just haven't been able to record up until this week, which there'll be videos coming next week. And it's just been one thing after another. That's why there hasn't been any Making an Impact for a little while. It's just been hard I couldn't talk at all. It got to a point where I had to get an app on my phone, type out what I wanted to say, and for it to speak. And that was to try and either do anything. With the kids, couldn't do anything. So it's been a bit of a, fuckery for the past week. But we're back. Hopefully. So, making an impact. What is this? This is a platform that is 3 presenters. You've got me, you've got Brett, and you've got Astrid. Now, all of us can't do most of the time. I can do 90%, but if I'm dying like I was, I won't be able to do it. Astrid has got a job that makes her required her to do a lot more stuff. And Brett is the enigma that he is, and he does whatever he needs to do. So, there's going to be times where it's just me. There's going to be times where there'll be me and someone. But because of the start of the year we've had, it's been very difficult for all of us to align ourselves to be able to do stuff. Now, I'm not giving up on making an impact. I refuse to do that. What I will say is we are back. We are going to be making sure that we can bring you the best content that we can, and we are going to be reviewing. We're not going to be reviewing last night's episode of TNA because there's stuff that needs to be addressed. And the address that needs to happen is what the fuck is going on with TNA. TNA come out the other day by releasing Gail Kim amongst other backstage producers as well. This comes to light that there's been a number of others that have been released and talent as well. Now, I was talking with Bobby Money Munson. If you don't know him, you should. And we were discussing what could the theory behind this be. We come up with different options, and one of the options I said was Gail Kim will probably land herself a job in AEW or WWE, right? If you're WWE, you'll have her in NXT in a heartbeat, or on the main roster working with the women's talent there in a heartbeat. It's looking like this could go number of different ways. This will either go, they're getting rid of talent for potential sale to WWE, because there was always these rumors that the partnership with WWE led to something. Now, what was that something? A sale? Control and stake? We have no idea what the message behind that is. But one of the comments, and I will say this, and I'm going to go on OLE Discord, because we were having this conversation on there. So, Gail Kim, Ariel Shawana, Rob Gilman, and Michael Shumchenko have also been released. John Albert has also reported saying that is a shock of the departures. And then me and Bobby are saying, is this a thing that WWE are going to go around? He goes, very likely. When company looks to sell, they try and getting certain people off their books as it ups revenue and values the company at a higher rate. This would force WWE to pay a higher price for them. And then I put across, do you think that this could be a NXT TNA deal with the company? Because it's entirely possible. WWE clearly working to control the market as much as possible. Their work with TNA, I doubt, started out as kindness of their hearts. You've got Rosemary that's not happy. You've got Tasha Steelz. You've got Steph DeLander that are unhappy with what's going on as well. It's very much, it feels like, and also good news as well, Maggie Lee has signed with TNA as well, but there is a number of social media TNA presence that are looking at this in different ways than what we're looking at it. They're coming out and saying this is a good thing because they're high-end sports producers, not wrestling producers. Now, we can criticize the TNA product as we can at the moment because you got to. It's not been flourishing as much as what it should. You've got instances of champions running out their deal and smashing the title on other promotions to then coming up with a storyline saying that they won it in the divorce. You haven't got a knockouts division that's capable of challenging anyone. You've got the male side is, especially the X division, is lacking. The knockouts tag team championships are lacking. So they need to find a way, TNA, to bolster their roster, but have much better storylines, because the storylines haven't been great. Let's be full, frank, and open about this. The storylines haven't been amazing. The storyline you're getting in TNA right now is the System are getting beaten down. Oh look, there's all of them. They win. Joe Hendry's doing this open challenge thing, not really having a storyline. The Hardy Boys are doing a thing here with Fraxium. What's going on with the Knockouts division? So there's a lot. How do I put this? I understand with some of the decisions, because the decisions that are happening currently in TNA are not good enough. Now, I don't know who's signing off on the final storylines, but they need better creative in there. You cannot be having the dementia era of WWE type booking again. You can't keep having the same creative people in the job for longer than 2 years. Because what you're going to be having is repetitive storylines. Unless you're Paul Heyman, where you can evolve things, or you're Paul Levesque, or you're Rob Lee. You're one of those in WWE at the moment that can evolve storylines into where they're going. Now, I'm not mentioning AEW because I don't give a shit about AEW, but there might be Mariah May, Toni Storm storyline. I can 100% say that's the best women's storyline last 5 years. Probably since... I can't think of one. So, they did a phenomenal job with that. But there need to be a rotation of people, because you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. What's the definition of a psychopath? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. TNA has a lot to deal with right now. And it has a lot of issues that needs to be dealt with. So, I'm giving a challenge to everyone watching this video. And if you've got to this point, well done. I am going to challenge you to make a booking. And I want to see in the comments down below, in the OLE chat, or my channel chat. I haven't been on Asterisk because I haven't got anything to be able to do that. If she wants it, she can let me know and I can send it to her. I want you to book the Knockouts division. What you would do now for the next few months. Who would you bring in from TNA? No, NXT, sorry. Who would you sign as a free agent? How would you bolster the Knockouts division to make it better than what it already is? Not hard, but what would you do? How would you get the storylines of TNA old, of the Knockouts being some of the core values of TNA, to make that today? And that's a challenge that I have for you here today. And then when we come back next week, we'll do another one. And we'll see how it goes from there. But we're going to leave it there. And that was the state of address here of making an impact. Why I haven't been around. The positivity that we can find from the releases And there's always a positive side. You've got to be thinking different ways. Can't keep going negative all the time. You've got to think of a positive spin to things. So let's hope that when we come back next week, things are looking a heck of a lot better here for TNA. Heck of a lot better for me, mothers, and for you guys at home. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. A little bit different video here today. And we'll see you guys very soon. Peace.